Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin and I just decided to make a quick video with another 10 ideas of things to do instead of spending money. And I love coming up with these lists, so it's like any excuse to make one. I am sitting down finally after about 2 hours straight of cleaning, and I've got coffee, just that I've reheated several times now. And Potato is sitting in his little bed beside me with his tongue sticking out. That's my dog, in case no one's seen this before. I'll tell you the 10 ideas and then I will tell you about my crazy day. So number 1 is to go to a bookshop just to have a look. Like, I really like going to bookshops to get ideas of books that I could find for free in the library, or possibly get them ordered in, or even finding them like cheaply second hand if I am in a phase where I am allowing myself to buy books, because a lot of bookshops are really expensive, but they provide you with excellent ideas, and then you can just keep a log of any that you come across that interest you. And I just like being surrounded by books. Like, it could just be my personality, but I find it really like calming being around lots of books. It's kind of like tree bathing. Maybe because they come from trees as well. But I just love looking at books, reading blurbs, and I like secondhand books too, like the brown pages and the smell of like a kind of dusty bookshop. Number 2 is to sing, because my mum like always told me that you can't really be sad when you're singing, and I think it's true. Like, even if you look at people that have been like famous singers that have had really troubled lives, they seem really happy when they're singing and when they're on stage. And I know that like not everybody's like gonna be to that like professional level with their singing, including me, but like I just think that it is something that lifts your spirits. It's like dancing as well, and you can do it on your own. If you're shy about it, just like sing in your car or whenever you're alone in your house. Number 3 is to plan your next adventure. I really love like booking a trip, even if I like pay like a small amount now and the rest like in a month or 2, and I just like get to figure out what's in the area, make plans for the places we're going to visit, the things we're going to do, see how many free activities I can find to do there. It could even just be like a little train journey somewhere for a day trip or just one night away, but just having something like that you can plan for, and you don't even have to book it now. You can just think about where you would like to go next and daydream about it and brainstorm and come up with ideas and research places, and that in itself is a fun and satisfying activity. Number 4 is to play Wordle. This is the I think it's the New York Times that has it in it. It's like a game where you have to guess the word basically, and they have a new one every day, and you can say it's just like a puzzle kind of, but you can do it online. It's not too time consuming because it's only one word, and it's sort of just like, it feels good whenever you manage to get it right, and it's just a good way to kind of exercise your brain. Number 5 is to do something cheerful outside your house so that other people can enjoy looking at it. Like, I've been thinking about this a lot during like Christmas time, because I notice how many people are putting so much effort into decorating their gardens and their houses and around their rooftops and their windows, and it really does lift your mood whenever you walk through the neighborhood or drive through, especially if you've had a stressful day, and you can just appreciate the pretty like displays and lights. And you can do it any time of the year. It doesn't have to be just for Christmas, and you can make it simple and do it with things that you have on hand, like do a sort of window display. I've done some before with we had these pencils, they're like watercolor pencils that you can also use to draw on windows, and I drew some pictures on ours before as like decoration. And you can also just like dress up a window prettily, like put some lights in it, or like some maybe not real candles, but like maybe the LED ones for safety reasons, but just even put like plants in it if you have a windowsill that's large enough to accommodate that, and just make it look like festive or like welcoming and cheerful. Number 6 is to go to a beach or a lake or river and throw worry rocks into the water. Like, this sounds like a strange thing to do, but I actually find it really helpful, and it's kind of healing if you are having a time in your life where things are bothering you, or you feel like you've got things you're worried about and you can't really get rid of it. It's like a physical act that it's like you're physically removing it from your body and throwing it out into the ocean, and it's kind of like casting it off. Like, I just like to do this, maybe it's just me, but if you just gather some stones or rocks to kind of represent whatever worries you have and just throw them in the sea, there's just something kind of cathartic about it as well. And maybe just like throwing rocks, just it releases some of the tension in your body and your anger or worry as well. Number 7 is to go somewhere outdoors to journal. Even if it's in winter, you can wrap up warm and go somewhere with a nice view, or somewhere just really tranquil where you can listen to the birds and just enjoy writing outside. I really love writing outside, and it's a completely different experience to writing inside. And I've done it a lot with both journaling and writing books. And sometimes when you're kind of stuck with ideas or you can't get into the flow, it helps just going outside and clearing your head. So yeah, that's something I really like to do. Number 8 is to bake your own homemade treats and make like a batch for yourself, or you can make it for neighbours or friends and share it out, because I like to do that too. And it's just nice to share the things with people, but it's also like valid to make them just for yourself. Like, sometimes people don't put the effort into preparing things for themselves, or they feel like because there's only one of them living in a place, like it's not worth it. But I think it is, and you can always freeze some of them. And I was thinking about this last week when we made top hats. We made these like giant top hats, and I worked out the whole cost of it was £7.50, because we got like a huge bar of chocolate, marshmallows, we got M&Ms to put on top, and we used sprinkles and bun cases. But like, if you divide that by the number we made, I think it worked out at something like 60p a bun. So if you compare that to the price of like a tray bake in a cafe, where they're going to charge you like maybe £3 or £4 for one, it is a huge difference, but it still feels like a really nice treat. And it's like incentive to have your coffee at home too, if you know you have a little treat to go with it. Number 9 is to make a photo album for somebody, and this could be a physical one or a digital one, and I just think it's a thoughtful thing to do, and it's time consuming, and it will kind of help you to revisit like fun memories and think about the things you associate with that person. And I just think that it would make a really lovely present, and they'll know that you've put time and thought into it, and you can make it whatever you like. You can decorate it, you can add in captions and make it funny. And yeah, that's something I would like to do soon. Number 10 is to join your local neighbourhood app. I have one, but I actually have kind of unsubscribed from the emails because there were so many, and it was in our last area. It's a very busy area, and although some of the comments on it I found like helpful, overall there was a lot of gossip on it. So I think it depends where you live. I wouldn't mind giving it a go now that we've moved, to see if it's different in a kind of quieter area. But if you are feeling like you don't really know anyone in your local community, it might be a good way to get to know people and just feel like you have people around you that you kind of look out for each other, and you can pick up lots of handy tips and find out things that are happening in your local area that you maybe don't know about already. So I hope these ideas are helpful to somebody, and yeah, I will tell you about my crazy day. So today started off like kind of weird, because I went outside. The first thing I did when I woke up was I took the dog out to the garden to go to the toilet, and we always like carefully pick up after him, but clearly we missed one, so I stepped in it, and that was like welcome to your day. And then after that, I had been kind of worried because we had to go and get the bike racks put in the car and pick up the girls' new bikes for Christmas, but my partner wasn't there to help, and I struggle with, he has a bike rack already on top of the car, and I find the top of the car ones really hard, and he has to do it himself because I can't reach, and it's just too heavy lifting it up to that height. So I was hoping then that it would kind of all work out okay. I knew they'd be busy because it's Christmas, so I was hoping someone would help me put the bikes on the car, which they did, and we were lucky they did. But the whole thing took like 2.5 hours, because basically they didn't have a record of our booking, which I'd made like 2 months ago, and then they wanted the receipt, which I didn't have, and then I finally luckily found it in my email, so I showed it to them, so then they believed me that I'd already paid for everything and booked the service. So yeah, we went away for an hour and just to like kill time, we went to Tim Hortons to get the £1 breakfast deal. And yeah, I don't know if anybody knows about this, but if any day of the week until I think it's 11:30 in the morning. If it's like breakfast is £1 if you buy a drink, so that was really good. But they got my coffee order wrong, and that was fine because they were really nice about it and they changed it for me, but it just felt like another one of those little things. And I was just like, I said to somebody, I'm having one of those days. Like, it just felt like things were not really going smoothly. We got the bikes on the car, and then we got them home, and I was like, thank God, like, managed to do it and nothing's gone horribly wrong. And then my kids wanted to get the bikes down so they could use them, and I was kind of reluctant to, because I was like, maybe I should wait till my partner gets home and he can kind of help me lift them. But then he wasn't home till like after 5, so I thought we could walk the dog and they can bring their new bikes. So I decided to get them down, and the first one was fine, and then when I was getting the second one, and I had unstrapped the bike, but it kind of rolled forwards, and I knew it was too heavy for me and I couldn't get a grasp on it, so it fell on my head from like the roof right down, and I just like collapsed and started crying. And then my daughter was like trying to help, and they were trying really hard to be helpful, but I was just like kind of having a moment where I couldn't even really properly interact. And then I thought at first my head was split open and it was bleeding, but it just must have like got bumped really hard, so it still feels weird. And we didn't end up taking the bikes out in the end anyway, because we found out that my daughter's is too high and the seat needs lowered, and I can't loosen the nut on it. My partner's gonna have to do that, but it was just kind of ridiculous. It was like some sort of slapstick like comedy, only it wasn't really funny, and I can still feel my head throbbing now. But yeah, that was like, you know, whenever you kind of worry about something and then the day comes and it actually goes worse than it was going to in your head. It was like that. It was all kind of laughable, but only after the event. Then when we were walking the dog, my daughter walked in dog poop as well, so she got it on her shoe too, and then she got it like all on her scooter, and she nearly got it on us because she then like flicked it off her shoe and it came flying towards us, but thankfully that didn't happen on top of everything else. And then I came home and I was refilling the bird feeder, and then I spilled the bird seeds like all over the shed. And yeah, like since that, thankfully it's been kind of uneventful. Like, I've just been cleaning, the kids are playing with their friend across the road, and yeah, I'm hoping that's the end of the drama for the day and everything will be nice and peaceful now. But it was just one of those crazy days and it was kind of silly. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you, and maybe if you're having a bad day, it'll make you feel a wee bit better that you didn't have a bike fall on your head from like the sky basically. So yeah, I'm gonna let you go, and thank you for watching, and I will make another video soon, and don't forget to subscribe for more content, and yeah, bye.